2020-2021 MSJC Program Review for Instruction, Illumine Template Instructions. Section 3B, Fill, Retention, Success Rates, Course Success Data, and Demographic Success, Equity. Part 2, Sections 3B2 through 3B5. Section 3B2, Retention Rates. For our example and sample response, let's choose Child Development and Education, CDE, or as they are now known, Teacher Education and Developmental Studies, TEDS. They have lots of awards, degrees, and certificates. So for those of you that have more than one award, this will be a good example to help you find all of yours. To locate the curriculum acronyms for the TEDS Awards, go to the college website, msjc.edu. Under Programs and Classes, select Catalog. Then Catalog 2021, then Instructional Programs. Select Child Development and Education, then Teacher and Developmental Education. Next, select Degrees and Certificates. There are 4 associate's degrees and 5 certificates. Let's locate these in the Program Review Data Program. Let's start with the transfer degrees, those that end with AAT or AST. Click on Child and Adolescent Development, AAT. Note the acronym for this degree is AACDE-CAD. Note that there are Option B and Option C variants. In the Program Review Data Program, search for AACDE. There it is. Select it and open up the Academic Program ID window just below. There are the AACDE-CAD, Option B, and Option C variants. Selecting either one of these does not change the data, table, or the graphs, as usual, so we'll assume that the data is the same for each. Leave Select All selected so we can search for the next degree. It is recommended that you use the eraser just above the upper right-hand corner of the window to do this. What about the Early Childhood Education, AST? Its acronym is ASECE, and there are Option B and Option C variants here as well. Let's look for ASECE in the data program. There it is. Note, if the only degree you see in the academic program window is AACDE, reset the window below to its default using the eraser or Select All in the window. That is, if you see only AACDE here, return the window below to its defaults, then all the awards in the window above will be visible. Again, we'll assume the same data for the Option B and Option C variants. Return this window to its default, and let's find the data for the next transfer degree. Elementary Teacher Education, AAT. Its acronym is AACDE-ETE. But the only degree in the academic program window under AACDE is AACDE-CAD. This means the AACDE-ETE has no data in the Program Review Data Program. In general, this will be the case when a degree is brand new, like this one, or when the degree has been deactivated. In either case, we won't be including it in Program Review this year. So we need to include only 2 of the TEDS transfer degrees in the Program Review template. Let's check the non-transfer degree, Early Intervention and Inclusion, AS. Its acronym is ASCDE. Here it is in the data program. It's the only degree listed in the academic program ID. Hey, where did the EI and I go? Since this degree is the only non-transfer AS degree, we will assume the data is for EI and I, even though we don't see the EI and I in the menu. That does it for the degrees. What about the certificates? The catalog shows 5. Let's look in the data program under CT, CDE. There are 5 here too. Let's check the catalog acronyms against those in the data program. For the Associate Teacher Low Unit Certificate, that acronym is CTCDEAT. That's the second one in the data program menu. What about California Preschool Foundations and Framework Low Unit Certificate? Its acronym is CTCDECAPF and F. This is the third one down in the list. For early intervention and inclusion, the acronym is CTCDE and I. So dropping the EI and I like we did for the degree gives us the first one on the list. Not sure if this is correct, but we should know soon enough. Infant, toddler, teacher, low unit, there better be an ITT in this one. There it is. And this is the fourth one on the list. Finally, teacher certificate has the acronym CTCDET, the fifth and final one in the program review menu. So TEDS needs to include 3 degrees and 5 certificates in their program review. Fortunately, the data descriptions and analyses are brief, so this won't take long. For this video, we will do just one award for our example. We will choose CTCDE, which is really CTCDE, EI, and I. If you want to write your program review responses in a Word doc because you don't want to lose data when Illumin times you out, or you have data from multiple awards to describe and analyze, copy and paste into Illumin. To paste, place your cursor in the Illumin text field and right-click very close to it to get the paste option. Another suggestion, if you want to make sure the data you're analyzing at any point is correct, use the erasers to reset your menus and use the table to keep track of the number of course sections you are looking at each time the screen changes. For example, there are 240 sections for the CT/CDE academic program. Note that when we select CT/CDE in the academic program ID window, which is really CTCDE, EI, and I, the number of sections drops to 197. Now, if we disaggregate by location, we see in Banning there is 1 course, CDE 110. At MVC, 66 for a total of 67. At SJC, 58 for a total of 125. And 6 at TEM for a total of 131. That leaves 66 more sections unaccounted for. These are the online sections. Click in the modality window. There are only face-to-face sections. Where's the online? Oh, we have sliced just to the Temecula courses in the window above. Let's reset that window to include all locations. There, now we see the different modalities. There are 116 face-to-face sections and 15 hybrid sections. This matches our current total of 131. This makes sense since face-to-face and hybrid sections meet in classrooms at one of our 4 locations. There are 66 online sections, which brings the total number of sections back to 197, right where it should be. To undo all this drilling down, click the eraser for each window in the left-hand column. If you've clicked on any bar graphs for courses in the upper right corner, click on those once more to get back all the data you want. Note, if you purposefully or inadvertently click on a bar in the average section count graph in the upper right-hand corner, you will need to click that same bar again to regain your full data set. The erasers in the left-hand column won't help. For example, suppose we were specifically interested in CD 110. When we click that bar, the course section falls from 197 to 57. Now the tables and graphs on the screen are for CD 110 only. If we slice further using location region, for instance, we will see data only for the 110 sections by location. Banning has one section, MVC 12. If we use the eraser for location region, we are still looking at 110 data exclusively. To get back to the rest of the CT, CDE, EI, and I courses, we have to click the 110 bar graph. Now we have all 197 courses in play. Clicking on the filter will show you how the data you are viewing has been sliced and diced. The filter stalks your cursor, so you can click on it at your convenience. If we select SJC and click the CDE 101 bar graph and then the filter, we can see the program, program ID, included course, and location in the filter table. This will help us know where to click to access the data we want next. Now let's complete our sample response for section 3B2, retention rates. Make sure all 197 courses are there. Use the eraser for the location and click the CDE 101 bar graph. There we are. The retention rate is healthy, ranging from the mid-80s to mid-90s. It's always above the district average, about 86%, and the district lower bound, 80%. Here is our template response. I'm pasting it from a Word doc. Make sure to right-click near the cursor in the text field. If you are too far away, you won't see the paste. For CT, CDE, EI, and I, the retention rate is healthy, ranging from the high 80s to mid-90s. It is always above the district average, about 86%, and the district lower bound, 80%. Remember to hit Save Draft often. Now let's view data disaggregation by location and modality. For location, BAN has only one section. Not really enough data to comment on, though the retention rate was good, success rate was a little low. At MVC, the retention rate ranges from the high 80s to the mid-90s. At SJC, retention is off the chart, literally, but still ranging from the high 80s to mid-90s. At Temecula, the situation is a little more volatile, but still ranges from the mid-80s into the 90s. Let's add this description and any interpretation we can share to our existing answer. Retention at SJC, MVC, and TEM is typically in the high 80s to mid-90s, only one section of data at Banning. Your interpretation goes here. For modality, first reset the location window. If you select blank, you only get 66 courses. To get the rest, back to all 197, use the eraser. For face-to-face, the retention ranges from the low to mid-90s, a little higher than the program at large. For hybrid sections, it is lower, ranging from about 86 to not quite 89%. For online, it starts off in fall 2017 lower, 84.3%, but climbs by spring 2020 to 96%. Here is our response. Face-to-face retention is typically a little higher than hybrid or online. Make sure to add analysis, i.e. your interpretation of the data here. This completes our section 3B2 example and sample response. TEDS has 7 more to go. Remember to hit Save Draft often. Section 3B3, Success Rates. For this example, we will choose the AA Geography program. There are 157 sections here. Notice that this is a transfer degree. The acronym ends in AAT. It has option B and option C variants. As usual, we'll assume the data is the same for both variants and leave all selected. Success starts above 70%, then dips to a low of 65% in fall 2018, below both the district average, about 68 to 69%, and the district lower bound, 66%. Then it climbs to 72% in spring 2020. Here is the beginning of our response for section 3B3. For AA Geography AAT, the success rate starts above 70%, then dips to a low of 65% in fall 2018, below both the district average, about 68 to 69%, and the district lower bound, 66%. Then it climbs to 72% in spring 2020. For disaggregation by location, the success at MVC is close to that of the overall program, having a dip to 61% in spring 2019. The success rate is about 77% for both fall 2019 and spring 2020. For SJC, the rate is in decline, falling from about 70% in spring 2019 to 57% in spring 2020. For Temecula, there are only 3 sections total, but success is high, around 80% in spring 2018 and fall 2018. Here is our response. Success is typically higher at MVC, is lower and in decline at SJC, and high at TEM. Only 3 sections worth of data, though. Your interpretation of the data goes here. For example, why the dip in success in fall 2018, spring 2019? Remember to hit Save Draft often. For the modality discussion, use the eraser to reset the location menu. Note that we are back to all 157 courses. The face-to-face success mirrors MVC success, a canyon, with the bottom 62.5% in spring 2019. The rest of the time, it is pretty good. Hybrid success starts low, 56% in fall 2018, then ends high. There are only 6 sections total, so it is not surprising to see this much volatility. 56% in fall 2018, rising more than 30% to almost 87% 1 year later. Online has 64 sections. The success rate typically stays near the district average and lower bounds, with a low of 61.7% in fall 2018 and a high of 73.3% in spring 2020. Here is our response. Success is pretty good currently for face-to-face, hybrid, and online. Success was low in spring 2019 for face-to-face and in fall 2019 for hybrid. Your analysis goes here. If you have any ideas why the success was low in spring 2019 and or fall 2019, share them here. Remember to hit Save Draft often. Section 3B4, Course Success Rates. Let's stick with AA.geog for our example and see if we can pinpoint the courses where low success occurred in the spring 2019, fall 2019 timeframe. Go to tab 4 in the Program Review Data program. The course success rate table is on the right. While this table includes ANTH 102 as geography department members, in terms of improvement, we'll focus on the geography courses. Recall that program success was low in fall 2018 at 65.0%. This is the lowest semester success in the table. Note that the success is low for Geography 102, 59.3%, and Geography 115, 38.5%. Let's go back to tab 1 and see how many sections of these courses were offered in fall 2018. Make sure all 157 courses are in play. Use the eraser on the modality window. Notice from the term average section count bar graph that ANTH 102 typically has more sections than any other course, so it will likely influence the success rate more than the other courses. Note that in fall 2018, its success was the lowest in the table. Geography 101 is next. Its success rate was low that semester too. It was even lower in fall 2019. Now we're starting to see by individual course how the program success rate was low in fall 2018. Click on Geography 102. There was only one section offered. Its success rate is very low relative to the other success rates in the table. The Geography 115 success rate was low in fall 2018, but it's been getting lower ever since. So while the success rates for fall 2018 for Geography 102 and 115 were low, the program and likely the disaggregated success rates being low in that semester was more a hiccup for ANTH 102 and Geography 101 than a particular course being the culprit. Here is our response. There is very low success for Geography 115, particularly in spring 2019 and spring 2020. Perhaps some habit of mind style CLOs are needed to determine the actual skills that need to be strengthened here. The low program success in fall 2018 was likely due to one-time low success rates in ANTH 102 and Geography 101. Your interpretation and analysis of the data goes here, along with any suggestions you have to improve success in particular courses. Remember to hit Save Draft. Section 3B5, Demographic Success Data Analysis, Equity. We began this template in Section 1A1 with data for course success rates for African Americans, Hispanics, and whites. Let's conclude with another look at equity data. Let's use the AA Psych degree. Go to tab 2 in the Program Review Data program. While we have many options for slicing and dicing, let's just choose 2019 academic year for the most current data. Here we have the student head counts for the various equity groups in the upper left-hand corner, and disaggregation by age, gender, financial aid, etc. If we click on a bar graph in the upper left, we see the disaggregation numbers throughout the table. Next to Hispanic and white, the multi-race has the highest student population. Click on this bar and you can see how this population is represented in the other graphs on the screen. You can see that their largest populations are in the 18, 19, and 20 to 24 age brackets, which mirrors the college data. There are more women than men, again mirroring the college data, and so on. Let's go to tab 3. Notice that the multi-race success is about in the middle of the range. When we click this bar, we can drill down to see multi-race success in various subpopulations. Notice that in the 25 to 29 age bracket, multi-race success is almost 10% lower than the college-wide success for this age group. We see similar disparities for foster youth and for DSPS. Here is our response. For the AA Psych degree in 2019 for multi-race students, we see significantly lower success in the 25 to 29 age bracket and foster youth and DSPS subpopulations relative to the entire student body. This is a brief response to keep this video from getting any longer. Hopefully you see how much can be learned about your students from this data. Remember to hit Save Draft before you leave this section. If you have any questions or would like assistance, please contact Paul at programreview@msjc.edu or at phurt@msjc.edu. This template needs to be completed no later than 26 February 2021. The wraps are due 12 March 2021.